Hey guys, Movie Fan here to do another reaction video. This time I'm doing it to one that I never thought I would ever cover, and that would be Cybertron. What is Cybertron? That's the original pilot idea for the series VR Trooper, which in this case didn't pan out because, well, Jason David Frank was gonna be Cybertron, but he ended up being called back to Power Rangers due to the high demands of the fans. And I also read somewhere that they dealt with a few copyright issues because, coincidentally, the name sounds a lot like Cybertron from the series Transformers. So, obviously, they had to rename that to VR Troopers or Virtual Reality Troopers. And because Jason David Frank had to go back to Power Rangers, they went with a whole new cast. Let us enjoy the show.
Target spotted, Vector 6-9. Remember, we want him alive. Headed for the bridge. Don't worry, he's not going anywhere. Watch this.
Gee,
Mission accomplished.
that music sounds so familiar. Very, very familiar.
It all began the day after Christmas, 10 years ago. They say my father was attacked by the war drones and disappeared without a trace. All I know is that one day he
That's
left.
Jason David Frank, all right.
I never saw him again. I think about him all the time. And I think a lot about the last time I saw him.
Merry Christmas!
Oh, what a hug! Hey, I made something for you.
Wow, a robot! Just like you promised. I love
Gee,
you,
that
Dad.
robot looks kind of familiar.
I love you too, Adam.
After that day, my life changed forever.
But Tao, Dad can't be gone. He'll come back. I just know it.
The Master of Mantis Kung
I know
Fu
it hurts.
from Power Rangers.
If it wasn't for Tao, I don't know what I would have done. He took me in and became like a father to me.
Come, Adam. The time is here.
Time?
Time for you to know the truth about your father. He worked for many years on a project to develop a weapon to fight the war drones. A perfect blend between human and machine. An ultimate protector. His only roadblock was Cyrus Richter, who wanted your father's invention for his own purposes.
My father knew Cyrus Richter?
I want them crushed. Don't call again until the job is done.
I have always suspected that Cyrus Richter had something to do with your father's unfortunate fate, Adam.
I don't get it. What was Cyrus Richter trying to get his hands on?
Soon it will all be clear to you. Come.
Now, to check on my wardrobe.
Stretching noises? Really? Like Stretch Armstrong?
War drones, soon we will rule the whole planet.
Voice isn't too bad.
Wow, this is amazing. What is this place?
This was your father's secret laboratory. And that was his greatest creation. Cybertron.
Cybertron?
It combines the mind and spirit of a human with the power of a robot.
Wow.
It is the only way to stop the war drones and learn the fate of your father.
I don't get it.
Adam, you must become Cybertron.
How?
Just before he disappeared, your father showed me the secret of the Cyber Crystal. The source of Cybertron's power.
Tell me what to do, Sensei.
Gaze into the crystal and let your mind merge with the cybertechnic power of Cybertron. Concentrate, Adam. Focus your mind, and the power will be yours.
I don't know Boy, it feels weird watching him transform into Cybertron. Or I should say. Oh, brother. Seriously? Go Green Ranger only as Cybertron?
Get him, my war drones!
Big mistake, Tinhead!
Oh boy! Gremlin's gonna get you. Over Goldar is gonna get you.
Hey, let me give you something to remember me by!
Cybertron, a fun new action series featuring awesome martial arts.
With JDF, there's always martial arts excitement.
Oh, yeah? I've got one thing to say about that.
What?
It flies open. Psych. Look.
So basically, we got a Focus Skull character here who thinks he's all that.
It isn't Adam Steele. Think it's true what they say? Like father, like son.
Here is Tao Chong. Adam's like, you know, teacher. Not now. He like shut you down. Did not. Did too. Did not. Did too. Did not.
So if that's the bully side we just saw earlier.
Brutal. Check it out. Percy's after Mia. What's up, babe?
Babe, get your
Gee,
hands
this
off me,
looks
Percy.
kind of familiar to me.
See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.
From the makers of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers comes Cybertron, a half-hour show packed with fun and action.
Get me, Cybertron!
Cybertron, the future is now.
I promised myself that someday I'd find a way to stop the war drones and find out what happened to my father. Now, with the help of Tao, his daughter Mia, and Cybertron, I will keep that promise.
Cybertron.
Wasn't that interesting? Obviously, they had a very different plan going on with that before they changed it to VR Troopers. Because obviously, we had only one robotic man, who was Cybertron in this case. Or so it seems, because obviously that part didn't get off the ground, and they obviously changed it up quite a bit. Because you may have noticed that his mentor, Tao there, who I think some of us would recognize as teaching Trini Mantis Kung Fu in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, well, he went from being the mentor who showed him Cybertron and all that, or VR Troopers, if you will. He went from that to just being their, well, karate master. That's it. And obviously his daughter, non-existent. Oh, man, you know, I think this probably wouldn't have worked very well. And that's probably half the reason why they changed it so much. Obviously, Jason David Frank going back to Power Rangers had everything to do with it. There's no denying that. But at the same time, I think it wouldn't have worked. Because looking at this little pilot, you could see that this was a cookie-cut version of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Because, I mean, seriously, he used Ron Wasserman's song Go Green Ranger. Oh, man, that kills me. And you had three characters who pretty much are Bulk and Skull wrapped into three different people. Two of them on the idiot side and one of them on the bully side. And gee, when that one guy tried to put moves on the girl, that looked so familiar to me. Like, oh, I don't know. That's it. So, yeah, obviously, this probably wouldn't have worked. Because obviously, Saban was trying too hard to make it like Power Rangers. So they had to retool it. And, you know, I've seen a lot of comments on this pilot. A lot of people were saying that this was a lot better than what we ended up getting with VR Troopers. I disagree. Because as much as I love Power Rangers, to have another show that's clearly just like Power Rangers isn't a good idea. Because when you do a different show, you gotta let it be its own thing. There's nothing wrong with like taking the basic concept, but you gotta let it be its own thing. Like Beetleborgs, for instance. Instead of it being, well, just a regular Power Rangers thing, they're kids, and the villains come out of comic books, which is pretty cool. I love that idea. But for this, obviously it was trying too hard to be like Power Rangers. So that's bad. And I can't help but notice, part of the plot seemed like it was taken from the movie Inframan, because they talk about the combination of man and machine to make Cybertron. That's pretty much what happened with Inframan. Obviously, it's the same principle, only he's more robotic than human, and apparently he has to gaze into a crystal to become it. I don't get it. I mean, does that make any sense that you have to look into a crystal in order to get robot powers? I don't get that. So what do you guys think? Do you think this series could have worked or not? Feel free to let me know. And be sure to keep your eyes peeled, because soon I'm going to do a what if scenario asking the one big question. What if Jason David Frank never came back to Power Rangers for Season 2? You'll find out what I have to say about that in due time. But until then, this is Movie Fan, signing off.